Well, John made a great video about the Euro New Zealand pair in the trade, that it was retracing a little bit, pullback, and the importance of keeping your profits, keeping your money. And several of our traders talked about that is a concern and a problem we all face. And I wanted to share with you one of the things that I do when I'm in a trade and that situation comes up. But first, here is John's trade. This shows his entry. It's a 1-hour chart. Here shows his stop loss. And the charts John uses are a chart template that Casey helped design. And those are wonderful templates, great charts of being able to find trade setups. But once I'm in a trade, I trade a little bit different. I change my chart setup. And so I want to share with you how I do that. So the first thing I wanted to do is place this vertical line on the long-bodied green bullish candle that created the entry of this trade. And I'm going to go down to a 15-minute chart, and this is the beginning of that hour. And you'll see there's actually 6 15-minute candles before we finish with this swing high. 6 15-minute candles make an hour and a half that I can look at this trade and evaluate it to see how it's going and if there are going to be any potential problems that might come up. Because when you're in a trade, some trades will go along and hit the take profit perfectly. But then there are times that price will stall or reverse before it gets to the take profit. And that's this situation in this trade, and that's why John talked about when that happens, save and keep your profit, some of your profits. But a lot of us wonder why this happens. So I have an hour and a half as I'm looking at this trade to prepare if this situation is going to happen. And so what I did, I go up to the 4-hour chart, and you're going to see here some resistance levels with these wicks. So I'm going to create a zone, and call it a resistance zone, as I bring it on over here, and I'm going to go all the way to the top wick on that 4-hour chart. I'm going to get rid of this so I can see where my wick is. There. Now I'm going to go back to my 1-hour chart. So now I know during this hour and a half, as this candle progresses, that this resistance zone is a potential place that once price gets in there, it may stall, it may reverse, or it may continue on. But now I'm prepared of, well, if this happens, what am I going to do? So we go back to the 1-hour chart, and what I've decided is when I'm in a trade and I'm evaluating where it's going and potentially areas of support and resistance that it's going to go through between my entry and my take profit, I have made a different kind of template, an exit template that shows me different things as price continues on to help me in my evaluation of what to do. So I'm going to share with you how I created that. First thing that I've done is add, trying to see here how to, there we go. First thing that I use is an indicator called sweet spots. And you could put gold in it, and that creates the best one that I've found. And what that is an indicator that shows whole numbers. Numbers in the price range that are in the 50 or the double zeros. So let's look at how the sweet spot indicator has helped me as I've gotten into this trade. So in this entry area, as we looked at support and resistance levels over here, you see right underneath there is a sweet spot. And that level is 1.6950. And here, as you've had this pullback, it kind of settled in on that resistance level. Also, during this hour and a half, I discovered this resistance zone, and as price got into that zone, I noticed here is another sweet spot. This one, though, is a 69.75. So between 50 and double zeros, you're going to have 25 and you're going to have 75 as the last two numbers. This one was 16975. So I knew when price was down here and it's going into this resistance zone, when price hits this level, it's going to react to it. So that's given me two situations that might cause price to stall or reverse. And only way I'm going to find out how price is reacting to that is not on the 1 hour chart. I go down to the 1 minute. So let's find where we are. That looks like it right there. Yes. So as price on the 1 minute, now as price was here, I've switched to the 1 minute. So as price is coming up, now it enters that resistance zone, and there is that 69.75 level, and price is kind of stalling, breaks through it, but then with this pin bar, that's a reversal candle. And John talks about the evening star. So you have two candle patterns there that are saying price is thinking about taking a break. And so as price comes down to this 69.75 level, that's where I'm going to be thinking, this could go a lot farther. I'm going to take my profits. Here is another indicator that's going to help confirm what we're talking about. And this is one of John's. And that is the trend indicator. What I'm doing, though, is I'm getting smaller than the 20 EMA. I'm going down to 10 EMA. There. Now I can change it. So let's see what the 10 EMA line looks like right here. Let's make that a little thicker so we can see it better. There. So here's that 69.75 sweet spot. And here is my 10 MA in that same area. And this candle, long body candle, is coming down, breaking through this 65.75 level, 69.75 level. It's also breaking through my MA. So the zone, resistance zone, the sweet spot level, and my 10 EMA are all saying this is an area you should consider taking your profits, taking a portion of the profits. You know, you've got a lot of options, because you should have in the back of your mind a plan that you, as this trade moves up and down, that you have a plan that you can re-enter this trade and add to it. Or if you take out the whole 100% of your trade, that you have an area and a trade set up that if price sets up again, you will re-enter this trade. But what we're talking about right now is saving your profits. So these are indications to me that I think I'm just cashing in, putting my money in my pocket. Let's see here. Show you two other indicators that I use. One is the regular MACD, and I've changed the inputs. Instead of 12.26.9, on the 1 minute, I need my MACD to react quicker to price change. So I'm going to change the 12 to 8 and the 26 to 17, and I'm going to keep 9. And colors, I'm not going to need the histogram, so I'm going to get rid of those colors. I am using the blue and the red. I want them solid, but I want them a little thicker so I can see them. And I'm also going to add a midline, a 0 level. I'm going to create that blue because that helps me see it better. So here is the midline 0 and my red and blue. The blue is the MACD line and the red is the signal line. So I'm going to put a vertical line here on this candle because that's the one that is crossing over the sweet spot level and crossing over and breaking below my 10 EMA. And so as I go down and look at, well, what's happening on the MACD, you'll see that the MACD line crossed over the red before this candle closed, and that is confirming to me the MACD is falling. Price will potentially probably fall following the MACD. Another thing that I was taught to add to my MACD is I go to the view, I go to Navigator, I look under the oscillators,